I'm not sure who this video is going to help out there, but when I searched on the internet to try to find any information I could about this, I couldn't find anything. So either it's not a big problem, I'm just stupid, or someone already figured it out by themselves. Either way, I don't know if this is helping, but hopefully it helps someone. And if you're that person, you're welcome. This game here, this is called Fantastic Dizzy, was released for, it looks like, the Sega Mega Drive system. I picked up this copy of Fantastic Dizzy a while back from a local game store for like $15, and I bought it because the cartridge looked odd. Well, it turns out this copy of that game is in fact for the Sega Mega Drive system, not the Genesis. Now, that's just a naming thing. The Mega Drive, I believe, was in the UK and the rest of Europe, while the US it was named the Genesis. It was an interesting looking cartridge, an interesting design, and it's kind of just sat in the basement in here in my Genesis games for a long time. And the other day I was going through my Genesis bin, cleaning it out and reorganizing the games in there, and I noticed that it had some like white-ish mold coming out of it. I was very, very concerned. A few of the other games had the same stuff on it, so the first thing I thought I had to do was I have to take this apart and clean it out on the inside. Maybe there's mold growing there, or even worse. So I went to go and take the card apart. Now, maybe you can see that I did eventually get the cartridge apart, but trying to get to that point was really strange. Now, most of these games will use something called a game bit. I have a couple here. There's one for the Genesis and one for the SNES. So these game bits here are cheap, cost effective. You can find them anywhere, Amazon, the whole nine yards. I couldn't find any screws in the front or back that looked like they would accept the game bit here. So that was kind of odd. And then I looked for like a hidden screw in the back. Some games you just pry open. That is a thing. But that didn't work either. Finally, I found the very bottom here by pressing around the label. There were two screws in the bottom corners, right here and right here. Great, awesome. Found those two screws, took them out. And the game wouldn't come off still. So then I found two more screws up here, hidden at the top of the label. That's four screws into plastic. I'm not sure why they did that. It seems more expensive to do that. And the odd thing too about those screws is that they weren't game bit screws. They were like an attempt for a security, I guess you can say, Phillips head screwdriver. It's going to be difficult to see these on camera, but hopefully you can see it. This is exactly what they were. There's four of these in there. The unfortunate part about these screws is that it ruins the cartridge label. I took them, and I'm not worried about it. This isn't a collector's item. People aren't like knocking the door down and get Fantastic Dizzy for the Sega Mega Drive. But it does ruin the label. I don't know why the company decided to do that. I'm guessing the company thought it was just cheaper to do that. I have no idea. But either way, I got the game open. I was able to clean it. But I could not find anything online about anyone opening this card up. I can see why. This is not the most popular game ever made. Certainly not unknown. But I hope that helps someone out there. If you want to pull this cartridge apart to clean it, you're going to ruin the label, and you're going to have to find four screws. You have to pray that you have a Phillips head that is the right type of Phillips head screw to remove the screws from this game. Anyways, I hope that helped the one person out there who needed to know that. See you in the next one.